Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Jay,
And I'm Mika.
and this is our review of Raising Kanan, Season 4, Episode 1. Um, Watched the episode twice now, pretty much. Well, I watched it twice.
He didn't make
I didn't like the first, I fell asleep.
Somebody
But there's a reason.
volunteered.
There's a reason why I fell asleep, and we're going to get into that. But before we get into the review, like, comment, subscribe. Um, we'll be doing, Raising Kanan all season and whatnot. Um, just a side note, just in general, speaking about this Power Universe, like this is my personal favorite of the new, you know, um,
Yeah.
expansions of the universe. Outside of OG Power, of course, which to me was the best one. I could care less about Power Force, and I could
So
care less
unfortunate.
about Ghost, aka Tariq, aka that whole they
It was
whatever.
a missed opportunity for you. It got better as the seasons went
No, it
on.
didn't.
It
No, it didn't.
did.
No, it didn't.
It did. It was never. I think people tried to compare Tyreek to Ghost a lot, and I mean Tyreek is clearly not Ghost.
Then don't name his show Ghost.
I think that's where the issue was.
Um. But outside of those, this is the best. I think just because of the world building. Kanan actually was my favorite character from the original, so this is kind of good. Um. But off that, I mean, we're in season 4. This is episode 1, and this season starts with us seeing where they do a time reversal 3 months,
3 months back.
3 months back to see what happened with New Unique after Ronnie, you know, clubbed him and pretty much, left him for dead and whatnot. And as we knew at the end of season 3, he was alive, so it's not like that
Mm-hmm.
was a surprise. What do you think about that part of it and the time jump and everything? Like,
I mean, I thought it was cool that they did that. And I mean, we'll probably get into this a little bit later. I feel like they didn't have to do it for the whole episode, the time jump. That kind of was, it was almost like was it like a repeat or kind of like a refresher of what
yeah,
went on, in the last episode, which I feel like we kind of didn't need because we've been waiting for this to come out. You know what I mean? We already kind of knew what was going on. Um, but I mean, the whole unique story was pretty cool, but again, we knew he was alive, so it was kind of like I was waiting on something else to kind of develop in that first episode in regard to that. But maybe they're kind of saving that throughout the season. I don't know.
yeah. And I'm gonna reference something you just said about them, you know, later on this season when we talk about the I guess the preview that they gave at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Uh, but outside of that, the storylines in this just kind of went nowhere. None of them. They had the thing about Kanan, and even though I think in the long run this is going to pan out some
Hmm.
sort of way, but him having this report to do. Kanan out here doing all this stuff, but he's still, you gotta do this book report. I didn't have no multi, $100,000 drug facility facilitation type situation growing up in high school, and I still wasn't doing my reports. Let me have a whole enterprise I'm running and talking about something I gotta do a family report. It's like, okay, well, anyways. So here's the thing though, but so he has to do like a ancestry type thing about somebody in his family, and I think he goes with his grandfather,
Hmm.
and I think that just kind of show. And they didn't say specifically, but it seemed like his grandfather committed suicide. It sounds like or something.
I think the grandfather story is somehow tied to Lou because Lou is an alcoholic, and
Right.
I think the grandfather. I think they hinted around to that in the past season that the grandfather might have been an alcoholic. Remember the lady that owns the bar knew Lou's
Yeah. Yeah.
dad,
Yeah.
so um I even recall her saying something to him about him drinking Lou drinking, right?
Mhm.
So I think it had something to do with that, and yeah, it did kind of sound like he may have committed suicide or maybe drunk himself into
Yeah.
some type of death, whatever, you know what I mean? But
Yeah. It seems like there's something there, kind of vague about it. The grandmother, having kidney cancer
hmm
for whatever reason that is. But I guess I guess they're trying to maybe show. It looks like they're showing who was the patriarch of the family, and then the matriarch of the family, and kind of how it goes downhill
yeah,
from
because I
there.
kind of don't know why they.
Yeah, they
I don't know. Well, and again, maybe they're setting it up for
something.
something
Yeah,
later. You know, I think that story about the grandfather, like you said, and the grandma may be tied to Lou more than anything, is what I'm thinking. But I don't know.
Could be. Found out that Rock was pregnant by Unique, which they kind of dealt with that rather quickly.
They dealt with that super quick.
In and out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They handled that quick, and I guess Rock only told Juke about it, Jukebox about it. So that was her storyline pretty much because she didn't do anything else. And this again is during the 3-month jump.
Before Ronnie and
them got
yeah.
Lou did his ex came back into town.
Yeah, I felt like they could have left that out. Like
that was pointless.
Yeah.
And then they had a story with Marvin and Sorvino where he wants to help him.
Now I do think that's gonna
Yeah.
That's gonna be something later.
That's a little tidbit.
Yeah.
That was cool. They had Juke talking to Nicole's dad, telling him about the Butter Group and all that and the military stuff for a second. So that was that. Like, there was a bunch of just storylines that just kind of like meandered around pretty much. And I get they're trying to, and then of course you got Unique with Early. And
Early, now that was entertaining.
Yeah,
I like Early as a addition to the cast. I do like that.
Well, he was around before too.
Was he? I don't remember him before.
Briefly.
Okay.
Briefly.
Well, I'm glad he's like kind of more in this season. Well, at least
this first episode.
Exciting part of this season. So
I found it funny that Unique got his head bashed in, right, and he finds a payphone wherever the hell Ronnie threw him at. It looks like he's in there for. Now there's no GPS and none of that. He calls him. He's like, "Yeah, come and get me." Fall. And Early just pulled up. Like,
I
right
thought
where
the same. I didn't you peeped that too, because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, "Wait, this is a payphone?"
Yes, and he didn't say, "Hey, I'm over." And he's so bashing. How is he orientated enough to even know where he's at? But I mean, I guess
And where he was at did not look familiar.
No.
Like, I don't even know how he would have told him, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?" Like, that was weird to me. That was weird.
Happened. They took him to the doctor vet, get him stitched up or whatever, even though it didn't look like it necessarily. And he was kind of going through it because trying to figure out what happened to him, even though he knew Ronnie did it. Then find out that Rock is back selling. So essentially, he's like Rock and Ronnie are working together, along with Kanan, because he had to Early go and do some recon for him. That whole thing. I wouldn't have gave if I was Early. So
that was dumb.
Yeah.
I don't even. And then was he pointing that gun at?
He was pointing at Early. He had a propensity to point that gun a couple of times for no reason in this episode twice. That I can point out. If I was Early, that would have been our last interaction. Because I'm like, you already on one, and now I just gave you the gun. What you pointing?
Right.
I can tell you live. I can see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so that happened. Famous is still performing The Streets Need a Body. He's still performing that.
And I feel like
that was some season 1.
But did you feel like he kept saying the same lyric over and over again in the background? Was I tripping?
No, he has. He's been saying the same lyrics. But
it was the same part of the song. Yeah. It felt like he kept repeating it when he was performing it, and I'm like, is that it? Like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I love Famous. Famous is one of my favorite
he's
people.
The comic relief, so
yeah,
that's a good thing.
But you know what? That's funny. That's all he did in this episode, right?
Which is probably for a reason. Definitely probably for a reason. So,
Unique looked like he just trying to find whoever, because he almost
capped Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just trying to go after whoever he can get his hands on. That is
Rock's people.
Because
he was outside Ronnie's crib when Ronnie had the old girl with him. So yeah, he's looking to get rid of somebody. And that's pretty much all that really happened.
Yeah.
In this entire episode. So
yeah.
Oh no, and they showed the part where Rock was at the precinct and her lawyer let her know that they don't got nothing on her. But then Howard was like, "Yo, you gotta do." So that kind of shows why she really ended up capping Howard at the end of season 3 when they were all right after Kanan shot Ronnie. When so pretty much she figured out that Howard wasn't being on the up and up with her, essentially trying to use her to save him, pretty much. So that's and then the very final scene is where Unique shows up to the little warehouse district exceedingly. And then for some reason, like, I mean, you explained it that he wanted to kill Ronnie, but he walks up again, just randomly pointing the gun at a dead body. It's like,
I mean, that's what I gathered from it, that he was kind of like, I wanted to kill, and then I thought he was gonna I thought the ending scene was gonna be him pulling that trigger, even though Ronnie was already dead, like kind of like, I'm gonna still get mine regardless, but he didn't do that, so I don't know.
He did.
I think he's confused a little bit because
he doesn't seem confused.
Well, I
he
think
doesn't really seem confused.
Them coming out of the warehouse, he's probably kind of like, wait.
Well, no, he didn't know they killed him at the point. He obviously was sitting there, so he probably seen them all go in. So he probably pieced it together. So that's probably what makes him think that Rock is off.
Oh, it was all a setup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all I really got from that episode. I mean, it was cool. I guess they wanted to go back and fill that space. Hopefully, the next episode is better, which I think it will be, because now we got all that out the way.
Right.
So
I'm hoping.
I'm hoping so too.
Yeah, I had such high hopes.
I mean, it's just episode 1. I wish they'd have dropped 2 episodes back to back, but whatever.
Yeah, I wish they would have too. Well,
nah,
somebody wouldn't have made it.
No, it would have been more entertaining. You know what I mean? And then I guess they do their little previews, and it's, to me, it was a spoiler of a preview, because with this show we were kind of looking to see the whole Breeze character, and when Unique came back at the end, it was like, okay, he's finna reinvent himself as Breeze, but clearly in the preview, he loses that element of everybody thinking he's dead, because Rock is like, Unique is clearly alive to this, so it's like, does that stop him from becoming Breeze? Is Breeze another character that we haven't met yet still? So who knows? Whatever. Just either give us Breeze or show a young Ghost of Tommy in here, and let's get this thing rolling, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I'm hoping to see that.
I think Ghost and Tommy are gonna be a couple of guys that end up working for Kanan now, because you see Kanan's already dealing with his workers wanting more money. I think that's where Ghost and Tommy are gonna come in as underlings to him this season, hopefully.
I'm hoping too. So that's gonna be interesting if they go ahead and bring that in on the season. Yeah, I'm interested to see who plays them.
It'll probably be some unknown. It's not gonna be nobody that's gonna be like a person that we know. I'm pretty sure. So it's gonna be somebody we got to give a shot to, the same way they did with Kanan, and he was unknown.
Yeah, but I hope whoever plays Tommy brings it, because Tommy is my favorite.
It's not
character, but I did not like his show. I agree with you, but he is my favorite Power character.
I doubt it, but they won't be able to pull off the same. Like, it's not. Like, even the guy that's playing Kanan, he can't necessarily play 50. He has the voice, but he's not, and that's understandable. Like, he's a totally different, like he's it's different. But maybe it'll be a twist on Tommy a little bit to where it works. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe Tommy was different when he was young, and being around Kanan actually transforms him a little bit more.
Right.
So they can play off of those type of things. So, but I mean, that was episode 1 of Raising Kanan season 4. So I mean, it was cool. It wasn't nothing to write home about, but it's a good start, and it's actually good to just be back in this universe, and one that actually has some consequence, because I'll tell you, the Ghost book, to me, it's just like a waste of time. So, and like I said, I don't watch Force, so there's no point to watch Force. So, but that's gonna be it until next week as far as this goes. So look forward to us dropping episode 2 review when that comes out next Friday, and see you and talk to you then. All right, see you.
Bye.